What if we knew we could never get life wrong and never get everything finished? Tend to your own business, Alice remarked. When on her 105th birthday she was asked the secret of her longevity. Aging gracefully, my parents are not. Dad, 88, and Mom, 84, have always struggled with getting older, especially in the last decade. Too close to home, I'm not the right person or the best person to confront them with this reality. But I'm hoping that might come in terms with it soon. Mom and Dad are not the people I once knew. I can only imagine that deep down they are both desperate, not just to live, but also to persevere and have some dignity and a little confidence. After 66 years of marriage and a life many would dream of, you'd think they would be happy. Yet, I'm not sure they truly are. Years ago, we traveled around the country. Today, their world consists only of seclusion and solitude. Resentment fills their veins, and pride distorts their thinking. So what am I to do? Am I just to sit here and bite my lip and accept this reality? Or do I have some responsibility to encourage them out of it? I turned 50, and sometimes I wonder, am I changing too? Is my world getting smaller as well? Am I going to become exactly like my parents? The world I once knew has become a smaller, quieter, and sometimes lonelier place. The things that years ago were bigger than life today pass me by as if it did not even exist. Is that what I'm doing now? Just existing? Am I wishing my life away on a past that neither gives hope nor even offers a bright future? When I was a child, time seemed to stand still. Ice cream came in 3 flavors. Cable was above the ground, and you could put blackberries in your mouth rather than your pocket. Today it is easy to hide behind the business of life, in the hope that what I think is happening is not. The fact is, I'm getting older. Things are changing, and I had better deal with this now rather than later. What would I gain by sticking around the house and distancing myself from my family and my friends? What purpose would that serve? I see the Alices of this world who live life to the fullest, with smiles on their faces and what seem to be consistently pleasant attitudes. How do they do it? Does it really come down to acceptance, attitude, and staying active? Could it be as simple as getting up each morning and choosing to peer through the spectacles of hope rather than despair? While I accept that I'm getting older, I cannot buy into the predicaments of my peers for pills, valued meals, or the late-night marketing of exercise equipment. But it's not easy to be easy. And it will take a little deep perspective on life than I've had in the past. Today, I want to be thankful person, not the victim, and the one who is not quick to condemn. Most of all, I want to love the time that is left, rather than look back with regret. And maybe, if I do this, my parents will live the rest of their lives in the same way. But first, I must make peace with today. I have to accept that this body is not like it used to be and that my brains need as much exercise as ever. If we take the proactive approach, we will be ahead of the game and at the same time feel better about ourselves. On the other hand, if we wait until something happens, and chances are it will be worse in the long run. If we really want to feel better, we need to grasp the situation with a more positive attitude, accept life as it is, stay active, and appreciate things. Thus, we can hope for another and a better tomorrow. Aging seems to be about constantly lowering our standards. But what are these standards? Why do we lower them? And how low will we go? We set our benchmarks for living based on an acceptance of our present health situation. Some decisions are made what can and will be done to help it, and determination to get healthier as we move forward. Do we even know what our standards are? Most don't want to go down that road. It just seems too painful, too hard, and too late to do anything. It's so much easier to just go with the flow, to accept things the way they are, to deal with the pain of the aging, of the assumption that this is just the way things are going to be. I cannot prevent it, so why adopt false hopes, we may think. As we get older, we continue lowering the bar of what we accept. We chalk this up to aging, but if we continue to think this way, we will live out our lives with a lot of aches, pains, and loneliness. A definition of grace is gratitude for the things we have rather than resentment over what we lack. It's a waste of time to be envious of what others have. We can choose to age well or be sour, to cocoon ourselves or to have fun, to be fulfilled or to be empty. It's totally up to us. Either way, our lives will be lived out just the way we view them. To age with any form of grace is to achieve a delicate balance. If we care too little, we lose out on life. If we care too much about our appearance and what others think, we pay the price for that too. So what is the right way to look at getting older? Sooner or later, we will have to decide how we will deal with it. Either the choices will be made on our own terms, or life will make them for us. If we take a proactive approach, we'll be ahead of the game and at the same time feel better about ourselves. By contrast, if we wait until something happens, it's likely to turn out much worse in the long run. So I ask you, what if? I ask you, what if we knew we could never get it wrong, but we could never get everything set out to do either? What if this life were as good as it gets? Are we the sum of all of our experiences and choices? What if today is all we have? What if our memories have lost their staying power? What if life just happens? Hi, I'm Greg Ryan, best-selling author of the book Aging with Grace, Making Peace with Your Day. I wrote this book about 2 years ago after I started aging myself and watching my parents. We're all growing older. We're not getting any younger. And we're growing full of resentment about our past, about the way things are, and in fear of the future. But I wanted to write a book of proactiveness that aging had really to do with just making peace with the day that you had. It's not easy for me. It's not easy for my family. And day to day, I watch people with dementia and Alzheimer's wither away in the memories they once had. So the story behind this book, Aging with Grace, is the fact that it's inevitable. But what are we going to do about it? Are we going to sit in our house and cocoon? Or are we going to get out and be proactive? Are we going to have an attitude of always me? Or are we going to have an attitude that God has given us one more day? I don't know where life takes me tomorrow. But I do know through experience that I've had to make peace with my day through awareness, through acceptance, and some form of activity to make things a brighter day for me and my family. I hope you enjoyed this book as much as I've enjoyed writing it. And at the end of the day, I hope you have peace. My name is Greg Ryan, author of Aging with Grace. If you want some more information about the book, you can email me at gregryanfitness@yahoo.com.